us as we're underway on EA Sports.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense.
They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Now Jones. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Throwing Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts team.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back. And it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone. And he got there in a hurry.
Extra point by Blankenship has helped them good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense.
And looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick six for the first points of the ballgame.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick six, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Colts are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence escaping the pressure. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And a short gain here down to the 22. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Lawrence.
That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Henry runs his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0. after the touchdown. Here's Blankenship kicking off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense.
Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. 5 catches, 54 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On first down, Jones. Open man is born. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So that one will be accepted. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll look to throw again. Out right to Bourne. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Off play action. Jones. Jones hit and the ball's out. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play there for the Patriots.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go down. Field and score and cut into the lead.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A first carry here for J.J. Taylor.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots.
J.J. Taylor.
A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots are back within a score. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock them.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Here's Lawrence to throw.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going. Now a hit and a loose football.
And the Colts pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game, because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they? Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good men.
Touchdown, Colts! That's caught.
Michael Pittman.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And it's now 21-7. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. And plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Let's go. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Now a first down carry for Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily...
Touchdown, Patriots! Hunter Henry, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Patriots have cut it back within a score. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A big play that time on the catch and run. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Play action. It's Lawrence. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On 1st down, Lawrence. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence flushed out right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line about the 1-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Taylor. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. Now let's listen in on the call.
Still first down.
With Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. That's swung out wide to Harris. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. A big reason why they've been so successful, this defense hasn't been able to contain him when he gets outside of the pocket.
So true, and that's where it's really difficult because defensively you can have a game plan and trying to count for all the things you've seen on tape, the way that they run their plays, even his running. But when it's a play where you just can't really say, okay, that's how the play's supposed to go, what they call broken plays, that's when the X and O doesn't work. That's when their Jimmy is better than your Joe.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Lawrence. He's caught. Michael Pittman with it. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now Lawrence on 1st down. He'll get this one to Pittman. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Now I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play.
Review the play. Ruling on the field, game.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor as time expires in the first half. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Both of these coaching staffs feverishly making their final plans for the second half. One of these two teams is going to get their first win. And for the call, let's kick it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. So here are the Colts to take over. They fell last week at the hands of the Washington football team, but they've got the lead right now. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen...
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Dietrich Wise Jr. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense. This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Again, it's Lawrence. Touchdown! It's complete. Henry runs. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Jones now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got his target, Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Forever, he'll look to throw. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there for the Patriots. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's another carry for Harris. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Jones. This is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Patriots get a score closer. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
After the touchdown, wants to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field. So
the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Taylor with it. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They go play action with Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. And they tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
But we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. New England's offense set to go.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing, Jones. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. New England trying to get a place on offense. But you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Bobby Okereke.
Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Jones. Got the connection here to Bourne.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
Those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones.
And nearly a... interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, Jones finding Bourne here over the middle. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 30.
1st down, New England.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Back to throw again. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. That's a corner that got in there for the sack. Dante Jackson. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Taylor. And he's got room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Avery Williamson there to make the stop. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it.